guys, welcome to week 7 of Comp 1. This video I'm going to walk you through a few things that are happening in the next week and a half or so, and then early next week I'll post a shorter video going over your final essay assignment. You have a lot to do in the next week, a lot of writing to get done, one major essay and two shorter essays. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through those. Hopefully you've looked through the assignments very carefully and things make sense in terms of what's due and what's coming up. So the first thing that I want you to be really concentrating on is the comparative analysis essay that you're writing. Hopefully you watched the Killing Us Softly video. I posted a new link under week 7 that should work because I think that the old links are dead. So be sure to watch that, make some observations. That can be one of your sources. That should be one of your sources that you use for your essay. And this comparative analysis essay, the assignment sheet is pretty detailed. You'll choose one of those prompts. You're either going to focus on a product, an idea, or people, very basically. And the way that we're comparing here is by looking at gender, because it's pretty darn easy to do a comparative analysis of gender in our culture because things are delineated so very clearly masculine, very clearly feminine. So if you choose the first prompt, you might look at shampoo commercials and what an Old Spice shampoo commercial looks like versus an Herbal Essences shampoo commercial. So that's the comparative part of this. The analysis part of it is that you need to give that meaning. So you need to kind of construct an argument about what these differences mean. If you look at kids' toys, boys' toys are typically very powerful and adventurous and have really exciting music in the background of the commercials, and girls' toys are typically dolls and fashion related or baby dolls. So you can make those observations and be very descriptive as you describe those observations and the differences, but give those differences meaning. Your argument could be something like, in our culture, then boys are clearly socialized to be strong and powerful, and girls are socialized to be nurturing and care a lot about fashion. So that's a little bit boring, but you get the idea that you're noticing these differences, you're doing the comparison, and then you're analyzing. You're making an argument. You're giving those observations meaning. So for this essay, you'll use Killing Us Softly as a source. You can either use some statistics that she brings up, a quote from her, just use it somewhere in your essay. And then your other sources can be commercials. They can be, advertisements, an article you might find, and use your handbook, of course, to cite these properly. YouTube will be a big help in terms of finding specific commercials if you want to take that avenue. The second prompt, talking about an idea, so if you want to compare how mothers and fathers are represented in the media, and you might want to look at a couple of sitcoms, you would just cite those sitcoms. Students often choose a Family Guy for this assignment in some way or fashion. You can choose movies. So choose something that interests you, and again, think about making an argument and comparing and analyzing and being descriptive. So you're hearing me use all of these words. These are all the things that we've talked about this semester so far. So this is an essay that you're showing off what you've learned so far. You've been doing a lot of rhetorical analysis, analyzing and commenting on other people's ideas so far. You're going to show off your own now. So you're going to be descriptive. You're going to construct an argument, and you're going to compare, and you're going to analyze. So all the things that we've talked about, put them to practice in this essay. You will copy and paste a first draft of your essay by Monday, and then the final draft is due Wednesday. This is pretty quick turnaround, but this is a summer class, so that's kind of how we do things. So hopefully that all goes well as planned. So in that forum where you copy and paste your first draft, and you'll go to the forum for specific instructions, but your peers will respond to you, and I will also post responses. So for each of your essays, by Monday night, I'll post some feedback and red flags and things to improve and look out for. So that's your big assignment that has a pretty quick turnaround time. I posted a couple of other assignments that are due next Friday by noon, and these are two kind of shorter writing assignments. And the first one is identifying fallacies in political campaigns. You have 4 mini essays, 4 long paragraphs really, and 1 works cited page. Again, the assignment sheet is very clear that you're going to look at 4 different ads basically for political candidates, and for each one diagnose propaganda technique, logical fallacy. So you're going to want to use that handout to use that terminology. So one website is a Democratic candidate, one website is a Republican candidate, one pro-Obama ad, one anti-Obama ad, and you can find those yourself on YouTube. So the big trick with this assignment is that when I read your paragraphs, I should have no idea what your political persuasions are. You should look at each website, at each ad through the same critical lens. So the idea here is that, we've been practicing this rhetorical analysis all semester and practicing a little bit looking for logical fallacies, that even if you're listening to someone who you totally agree with and who you want to vote for, that you're still able to be critical and see when they're trying to use a bandwagon approach or a red herring. So look for those in these particular websites and ads, diagnose them, provide brief commentary. So for each of the 4 examples, you'll have about a paragraph, and then a works cited page at the end where you cite all 4 pages that you've looked at. So that's the one short writing assignment that you have to do. And the other one is a song lyrics analysis. So in Comp 2, the big focus is on literary analysis, where you read literature, poems, short stories, plays, and you analyze them. You look for symbolism. You make a claim that a poem means something beyond what's on the page. So it's really fun. There's a lot of cool stuff you get to do with literary analysis. I just want to give you a taste of that. So I've given you 4 song lyrics that I want you to look at like poetry, because song lyrics are poetry, at least good ones are, and just do a short literary analysis. I've given you some terminology, I've given you a checklist and some PowerPoints. Please don't use any other sources. Don't Google, what does this song mean? Because that's completely not the point of this assignment. I want to see what your interpretation is, and for you to analyze and argue what that interpretation is and why, without using first-person point of view. So I always use Undertow as an example. One student might write, Undertow by Tool is about heroin addiction, and then use quotes from the lyrics to support that claim. Another student might say, Undertow by Tool is about a bad relationship between a man and a woman, and use quotes from the lyrics to support that claim. Both of those students are right, even though they have very different interpretations, because they've analyzed and found evidence in the lyrics. So it's about your interpretation. Have fun with this. Don't necessarily look up the song, because it's not a music analysis. I don't want you to be swayed by whether or not you like the music. Just look at the lyrics like poetry and do your best. So again, both of these shorter writing assignments are just to kind of give you a taste of different kinds of writing, but also to show you that you are constantly surrounded by composition and arguments and rhetoric and literature and logical fallacies, so you can start hopefully finding these things outside of the college classroom. So those are your big jobs for the next week and a half. You also have some reading to do. You don't have a formal forum for these readings, but it's really important that you do these readings. So look at that assignment, get that reading done over the next few days, and then on Monday I will post the assignment for your final essay and your final quiz, which is pretty short and sweet. Your final essay in this class is your final exam. So keep working really hard, really push yourself in the next couple of weeks so you can feel really good about what you've accomplished this semester. Um, Please email me or post in the questions and concerns forum if you have any questions or concerns. Keep working hard and have a great day.